Oh my god, please.
So
For friends who do stuff together.
she's a wee bit.
Okay. All right. Welcome everybody to the what? Did you want me to stop? Welcome everybody
Wow.
to the podcast. Really good at this intro thing. I'm Ethan Lee. You are pseudo host for tonight. Wrangler of these personalities with us. We have Zach.
Hey guys.
We have Lozella.
Yo.
We have Mr. Wartburg.
Hello.
And some guy named Chaos Man. I've never met him before.
Immediately.
Guys, so I have an announcement.
You're having a baby?
I'm
Getting
pregnant.
married?
I'm pregnant.
Osgood something? Foolery?
Osgood Foolery.
Yep.
No, I posted it because there's a character in Doctor Who called Osgood, and I really like the name, so I asked my fiance on Facebook earlier, and I said, hey, let's name it this. And my name on Facebook, last name is Foolery, because my first name is Tom, so Tom Foolery. It's a funny joke. So, and now I think people actually think I'm serious, because it said, I want to name it Osgood Foolery, and by the way, everybody, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, I mean,
People think I'm serious.
that's the like risk factor and the risk reward factor.
I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I can't be pregnant.
And this isn't the mid-90s.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you'd think people would be like, oh, they would immediately understand the joke because you're a man and you don't have a uterus, so you can't,
Osgood Foolery.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you mean by they don't get the joke? Like, what do they respond with?
They're saying, like, congratulations and mazel tov. It's I'm like, some of them I'm like, all right, you're being cheeky. You think I'm serious. So it's like,
They know you enough that...
I would hope so. I would hope.
I mean, I would respond... I might respond with something like that, but...
that's the thing, but I know these people, and I'm like, this person might think I'm serious. So,
Yeah, that's
but anyway, I'm pregnant. So.
double-edged sword there, friend.
We'll have the christening
Well, I
at
mean, I
RTX
was-
next year.
I was talking to Holly, and I was like, should I tell people? She's like, probably. But I'm like, but it's funnier if they really think it. And she's like, I don't really care what you do. I'm like,
Wait, so now you're confusing. She's not pregnant, is what you're saying.
no, she's not pregnant.
Okay, sorry. I just want to clarify. 'Cause there was some,
Did you
some
think I was
confusion.
pregnant?
I mean, maybe.
Yes.
I
Okay.
completely thought you were pregnant.
You are the father.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Can I be the godfather though?
You can be the uncle.
I
Sure.
mean, that one time.
Yeah, that one
What?
time.
Yeah, that
At
one
my
time.
camp.
I thought I
It's-
thought I was wearing protection. I guess I wasn't.
Well, I mean, you had the stuff coming out of your mouth at that one point. It was getting
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah.
Oh
Bad.
gosh. No,
It was
please stop.
pretty ludicrous.
That's from the live action podcast 121, where where I promised the
Ranch dressing
kids.
coming out of your mouth.
Well, I promised the kids that I would eat a pepper, but instead we got something twice as hot as that pepper, and I ate it, and there was nothing but ranch dressing.
I wouldn't say you ate it. I would say you took a toothpick and tapped it to your tongue and then began to cry.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting night. Like, I was pretty bevved up, and that kind of sobered me immediately. I was like, okay, well,
Mhm.
this is happening. And the only fat-based substance that we had was some ranch dressing that Mr. Wartburg was using to dip his fucking pizza in. So
Yeah, because it was awesome.
Which is weird,
which
by
is
the way.
fine. No, it's
it was
fine.
awesome.
It was delicious.
Like
that's
Midwest
normally,
101. Ranch
It's
on
normally
everything.
tasty. The not so awesome part is probably the inevitability of having some Wartburg spit in my mouth while I was drinking the ranch like a madman.
Oh, maybe he's the father.
Yeah, maybe.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. True.
So anyway, that's all I got going on in my life. What's going on with you guys?
I mean,
Isn't there a holiday or something coming up?
Yeah, Christmas. Christmas is a thing. I'm looking
Oh,
forward
is that
to
something
it.
you guys celebrate?
I do. What about you guys?
Do you not teach?
No, I'm just kidding.
I know Kyle was like, nah,
Nah.
not
Nah.
at all.
Well, I mean, he's Canadian, right?
What?
They
does that
celebrate.
have to
They
do with
they celebrate
anything?
holidays only related to the blood gods and whatnot.
Where are you getting your information?
Well, my own head.
Blood guys.
I'm making it up as I go.
Oh my goodness, you're all
So what's everybody
silly.
doing for Christmas?
It's work is putting me at a 9 to 5 for every single day up until Christmas. I get Christmas off, but I've been getting a Friday
How
off
nice
for
is that?
every single week, so my schedule has not changed for the holidays.
Do they pay you
It's
time and a
just
half?
I would have already had Friday off because I'm like 9 to 5, but skip a day and I go into Friday instead of it, or into Saturday instead of it being a weekend off. I have a pattern there.
Do,
So
do you get
that's already a thing.
do you get time and a half if you were to work Christmas? Like, do you get?
I got some for Thanksgiving, so I assume if we had been open on Christmas Day, then they would have done it. But thankfully, our job is closed
Oh,
that day.
you're not open on Christmas?
Yes, Office Max.
Oh.
Thank gosh, it's not open.
Yeah,
I
like
worked at a
most
When
call
folks
center.
need an office supplies on Christmas can go somewhere else.
Yeah,
Damn it.
fair enough. I mean, most places are closed, but I just worked at a call center where it's like
Where's
we're
Office
open
Max
365 constantly. So that's why I was confused. Like, I thought
Well,
it was-
I know that certain jobs absolutely should be open on Christmas because that's when some of the more dangerous things can happen. And then,
Yeah,
like,
like-
if everything's closed, how can you get assistance for like a basic need? So,
are men and
Listen,
women in
people
uniforms.
really need their stationery.
Yeah.
yeah, like that's not necessary. However, food
People really
is
need their
necessary. Medicine, like pharmacies, I don't know if those are open, but you might need something like that. Uh, Obviously, hospitals, things like there's a subset of jobs which like you take that job knowing that that's one of the responsibilities you
like
might be
emergency
doing.
responders, police officers, doctors, the military stationed outside of the country, that kind of thing.
No, the military gets the time off.
You think so?
No, that's true. Look it up.
Really?
Military does not work on Christmas.
I don't believe you.
You have to look it up. Dude.
I'm looking it up right now. But I don't believe you.
Okay, you don't believe me, but you're still looking it up.
I am. So I guess I'm
So
losing.
I at least tricked you that far.
Yeah.
he doesn't trust his own non-belief.
Yeah. My faith
This
and
is
my
the guy who
faithlessness.
thought Canadians don't celebrate Christmas, so I think he can fall for pretty much everything.
True enough.
So has everybody done their shopping?
That I was able to do mostly online, thankfully, with all the awesome like Amazon deals and many different like T-shirt places. Like I don't
Podcast
need
brought to
to
you by
go
Amazon and
search
T-shirt.
like all of the different
That's just-
online stores and the fact like Ray has Amazon Prime, so we're just like collaborating,
best
getting
thing
all
ever.
these different gifts, and they're like there the next day, essentially.
Yeah, Amazon Prime is a godsend. It's like
It's
amazing.
clutch.
Definitely is. If you're gonna shop late-
Amazon though is sometimes our bane because people come in with these like super low Amazon prices, and it's like all super high and mighty saying like I'm the king and you will match my prices, and nothing you say will persuade me otherwise, and I will stare at you, stare like I'm intimidating, stare you down until you change your mind. And when I don't back down, it's sometimes hilarious.
I don't miss that.
Yeah. Customer service.
One of the
and
many
food
things I
service
don't
is
miss
okay.
about working
Customer
retail.
service, it doesn't help that working at tech, like not tech stores like Micro Center, but we're kind of in the middle. Like we sell office supplies and also tech. So there's the people that aren't exactly fluent in that, but try to be. And it
Yeah.
makes it more difficult to try to explain things and sell things and like, why are you doing this? Also, the last thing I'm going to say about how this job is going, they recently updated the card readers for registers to take this new type of credit card chip that they've been installing. However, they do not work a lot of the time, and they actually cause our registers to freeze solely because they can't process correctly. Like whoever was put in charge of programming, and it's not like Target has it, and I've not heard problems about it. We have the worst program. It freezes our registers. It takes hours for people to go through the line. It's supposed to protect the customer's information, but that's if they get hacked. Otherwise, it's just inconveniencing them for something that shouldn't be happening anyway.
It literally takes the same amount of time as the old swipe and sign, because you still have to sign.
For ours, it shouldn't. It should take the same amount of time normally. For ours, it actually takes.
Oh yeah, when it actually works. I mean, like we had the same issue at Best Buy because the computers had like 1 gig of RAM. So it's like because they're from 1999, so no shit they didn't work with a program written in 2015. But
yeah,
it was really stupid. It's like, hey, we're going to give these computers new touchscreens, not upgrade the towers, and you get this new chip pad that's not designed to work with a computer this old. Nothing can go wrong the week before Black Friday.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Wait, is that when you updated?
Yeah, and then I quit. So like,
oh my
I'm leaving.
Gosh!
I was I was down to 1 day in 2 weeks because I was doing like occasional seasonal whenever they needed me. And I'm like, yeah, nah, I like my weekends. See ya.
Later.
Ooh,
nice.
My apologies.
That was almost low Zelda quality. Not quite.
Excuse me. I was trying, but I just can't reach that level.
Nope. Takes years of practicing.
Lots of meditation.
Yeah.
Years
like
belching on podcast.
Yep. So that's one thing we can talk about a bit is like your favorite moment podcasting this last year.
I had more Christmas stuff to talk about.
Oh, you have more Christmas stuff to talk? Oh, okay.
Well, I have a little story.
Definitely go for it. Man.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, do you want to talk about your thing?
Nah.
I can circle back.
I mean, nah, it's cool. You go for it.
Okay. It's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I've been like super lazy buying shit this year. Like I finally finished my shopping today. Like I didn't wait till Christmas Eve. It's funny because my new job, I work above a Macy's. So like the super Macy's too, like this in Center City, Philadelphia. So it's like the biggest Macy's like ever. But like you'd think I would just get down there on my lunch break and just buy shit. No, I of course the last 2 days I'm like, all right, I should finally do some shopping. But anyway, yesterday like I was looking for another thing to buy Holly, and I'm just like, hey, is there anything that you actually want me to get that you don't want to surprise? And she's like, yeah, go get me this robe that I spotted in Macy's. So I'm like, okay, I'll go down there. I'm like looking for it. I wind up I'm like looking for this robe. I'm like, where are the goddamn robes? So I'm like looking, and I'm like, I get to the women's underwear aisle.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like, this is she doesn't want me to buy her one of these. And I text her, I'm like, what do you want me? She says, yeah, give me one of like the silky fun robe thingies. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. So now I have to navigate through all this stuff. So I'm like grabbing it and like I'm like taking pictures of it. I'm like, I'm not a weirdo. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right one.
I constantly have that issue.
Oh,
and they're
that's
like, they're
buying
not like
shit for your wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I get the right one. I take a picture. And she's like, yes, absolutely that one. I'm like, that's funny. It was the first one I actually picked because I know her style. But anyway, I bought it, and like I'm like standing in line, and I'm behind this like old woman who has a million things to buy, but she wants to buy them all in like 12 different cards. So she's like going really slowly, and I'm like, I have one fucking thing. Like, do you ever want to just be that person to go like they have like if you're in the supermarket and you have like a banana, and the person in front of you has like billions of things. You're just like, can I just buy my banana and just get by you?
Self-checkout, man.
Yeah, but not everybody has.
Not all places offer that self-checkout. It's actually quite a luxury.
Really? I'm using the supermarket as a reference, but Macy's don't have that. But anyway, but I'm just like, I want to just like shove this lady inside. I'm just like buying this one thing.
Just like shove her inside of her cart and then push her away and then like walk up to the
ladies' underwear aisle, waiting in line. I'm just like, where do I even look? Like. My phone's basically dead, so I'm just like, what is like like I can't look around because then it looks like I'm staring at all the stuff. So I'm like looking up and looking around, like, all right, just be casual, be cool. Like I shouldn't be this neurotic at all. Like it's fine, and it's like anybody possible would just assume I'm buying something for.
Were you satisfied with your purchase?
Me, I tried it on too. I look great.
Yeah.
I look great in black and pink flowers.
I
saw the picture that you had of Holly wearing that hat recent.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I did not expect her to actually send. I was joking. I'm like, oh, she's like, what do you want? I'm like, a penguin. She's like, okay, and then she sends a penguin hat. Did anybody else get hats? Or am I special?
You're special.
Sweet,
Well,
I'm the only
you
one
just
actually.
got a
you just
Chase credit card off
specifically
my
requested a penguin, and that was the best way to get you a penguin.
Perfect. Holly claimed it immediately. She's like, "This is mine." And I'm like, "Okay, we'll go great with your robe."
It'll go great with your robe. Oh
Um,
god.
No, because when I got the package, I'm like looking at it. I'm like, this thing's gonna explode.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is totally gonna explode. So I like actually took it out back and I like slowly opened it. And I'm just like, oh, it's a hat. It didn't explode.
Oh, it's
And then
not
the
a
next
bomb.
day, I got an envelope, which was a holiday card.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, all right, now this is gonna explode. And then it didn't explode. So
It didn't explode
It can
into
also be
anthrax and
a
coke.
hat.
Ray, you're a sweetheart. Thank you for the card and the hat.
Yeah,
It
thank
was
you, Ray. Thank you for the card. I really appreciate it. It was nice. But shit, what was I gonna say about the stuff when we had that little conversation about who's going first? You know, that tap dance that we had previously, Tejan. You know what it was?
No.
Oh, favorite moments. Favorite moments. Yeah. Okay. So.
Should we not doing a podcast like,
Gosh dang it,
right before
guys.
New Year's?
I haven't been on the podcast in a while, so I'm like getting all my
Can't
banter out now.
can't
I
control it.
apologize.
You can't control it.
So favorite moments of the year, because this is a good time to do it, because it's like basically the end of the year.
Yeah.
Favorite podcast moments from 2015. The 2015 podcast awards right now.
Yep. I'm gonna have to say podcast 121 because even though I embarrassed myself the most, I had the most fun and laughed a lot.
I had fun editing that censor bar over your mouth.
Yeah. I also, it's kind of like it's high between 121 and the panel because that was really really cool because we met a lot of cool people that now we talk about doing collabs with. Like we're in the talks of doing collabs with, so it's really cool. So like that panel gave us a lot of opportunities to meet a really cool content creator. So it's like either the panel or the live action podcast.
Does it have to be this podcast?
No, it doesn't.
For me,
You can set an entry.
all right. But number one, like I mean, Zach already mentioned the two. I did the live action thing. That was like the most people I've ever like produced on a podcast. You know, we had 4/5 or 6 with the guests that were like.
You were a great director.
You know, like that was a lot of fun, and like technically, it was kind of challenging to set up in a room that was, you know, not my room. So I kind of had limited control. And next year, I got some ideas for doing shit better. But I got to say, last week's podcast that I did with Joey for Farm Nerds 15, just the sheer amount of fun I had editing. I've never had so much fun editing something in my life. I did the entire Star Wars crawl for like in the podcast description, and like had the music and like all the whole shebang for the Star Wars theme.
It was great.
It was an absolute blast to edit, and it was probably my most fun part of the year for podcasting specifically. Anyway, not the most fun overall. That'd be kind of sad and pointless, but.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Chaos, what was your favorite moment of the year?
I
And they-
think
they've
right
already
now,
said
right now,
finals.
my favorite moment is being able to give the podcast that Warburg and Lucas came from a send off. Like I had a lot of fun editing together that, and like I've been wanting to add a couple more touches to the video. Like I like how it's turned out. Like the actual audio version of the podcast is finished. I just have a couple more things to do video wise, and it was a really fun time to edit, despite the mic quality not being stellar. But it was still like an interesting topics, interesting podcast overall, and it was also conveniently like to people talking about winter stories. And stuff like that. So it being released very soon will not.
Also, just let me know if
over.
you need a shotgun, me shooting something into a green screen so you can shoot the logo. Just put LBF out of its misery.
Oh,
Just to
that
kill
would
it.
be so
Yep.
cool.
Just take it
I
out behind the
mean,
woodshed.
Actually, though,
Bam.
if you want to, if you want to try to film something like that,
Yeah, I'm going home and I have quite a few guns. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Cool.
Yep, I'll get it to you. I'll do it on my phone.
What about you, Tejan?
My favorite moment of the year. I thought the Monty podcast that we did was pretty special.
Yeah.
Like the first, it's special for two reasons. The first half of it where we were just remembering him, talking about stories and stuff like that. It was very special. It was very good. It was very, just a very nice, heartfelt conversation. And then
Definitely.
the second part of the podcast Apparently, it just went balls to the wall funny because there was a moment where apparently Zach was talking about how it's totally okay to eat on the toilet.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember that.
And this is, I remember I had stepped away for a moment and I came back and I'm just like, wait, whoa, what's going on? And then they said what Zach just said. And I'm like, that's redundant. You don't do that. And then everybody laughed at that. And like, that was my favorite joke that I ever said.
Right on.
That obviously panel was a shit ton of fun. Especially the Smash part. That was so much fun. Other moments, obviously the animated intro. Just everything that went into that. Episode 100 was a blast. Chaos did a great job kind of like wrangling that in and editing that podcast and stuff like that, and reaching out to other people to bring in assets, like Terry I and Elon.
Yeah, it was really
adding some stuff in there. So it was just it was a year of good fun stuff. So I hope we continue in every burp that we've ever had on.
Yeah. I think so. I think we should hear what Miss Low Zelda has to say about her favorite moments. That's a personal
You guys
thing.
are expecting I have a memory that goes back more than this morning.
Oh man.
I know I had a bagel for breakfast.
It
This
wasn't a
most I can tell
drinking
you.
stream today, was it? I'm gonna be
No.
sad.
Yes,
I
it
missed
was because I'm not
Fuck.
streaming tomorrow.
Damn it!
I did 4 hours of drinking today already. You guys
I
missed
hate
it. My
work.
tiara's on and everything.
Damn it. I was editing.
So I don't know. It's like when I liked that Teachin brought up the whole pooping while eating thing because I managed to forget that conversation happened about Zach eating while he's on the toilet.
Not all the time, just special occasions.
No, then you're not helping. You're not helping.
Can't say this.
Like I think that's the same justification you tried to use last time, and it didn't help then. It's not going to help now. That's just weird and not okay. I even feel weird if I'm chewing gum when I go into the bathroom. I have to spit it out before I can do anything. So I'm like, but there should not be anything going on.
It's your own poo, right? It's fine.
But it doesn't make any sense.
No.
That doesn't make it hygienic.
Now I have more questions that I don't want answers to.
I didn't eat when I was sorting hogs because there was just shit in the fucking air.
This is even better.
Fair enough.
Oh god.
Okay, so continue. I'm sorry if I was interrupting you, Lizardo.
No, that's yeah. I mean, and then there was the, like Tejan said again, the Monty podcast was very nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, like it's been a good year. I know there's been some good laughs and stuff. And if I had known there was going to be a pop quiz on what our favorite moments were, I would come prepared or something like that. Like gone back and tried to listen to some and be like, oh yeah, that was the thing that happened. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say, especially since a lot of the podcasts recently have been kind of blended together because of how they've been released and put together. So, and on top of that, there's so much stress just being thrown around during the holiday season.
Holidays are pretty rough for everybody. Yeah,
Mine are
Yeah.
great.
I'm having
What are
a
you
ball.
talking about? Yeah.
that's nice.
Star Wars is in theaters. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, also Star Wars.
Yeah, true.
I was really excited. I didn't get to see it until last night, and so that's for reference. That was 4 days after release, or 5 if you want to like look at midnight. We didn't go till night. And I was really impressed that I made it that long, and I didn't have anything spoiled for me.
Wow, that's impressive.
It was impressive, especially because today, like this morning, it's like the universe knew, and my Twitter feed was just filled with people retweeting all like joke accounts for some of the characters in it.
I've had to
there's an
avoid
emo
going and searching through so
Kylo
many
Ren.
things.
I had to.
Yes.
I've
So-
avoided
I
all
think it
of
was
Star
Keanu.
Wars up until this point. I only know the image of that guy with the fancy sword, and that's
the
the
fancy
main my
sword.
knowledge.
When they revealed who was under that mask, I like almost lost my shit laughing. At the trailer.
Yeah, I was like, really? This is what's okay.
It was
it was
almost
good.
It was almost perfect, actually. I'm like that guy. I'm like, oh my god, no wait, this guy's perfect.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Well, I'll save my opinions on that for later. But yeah, I was really impressed that nothing got spoiled until just now. And I was like, I would have been so mad if I had seen this like before I went. Especially emo Kylo Ren is one I'm seeing a ton of.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And I was just
I've
like,
muted all the
oh.
accounts that keep retweeting. I'm just tired of it. It takes up my entire feed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Like I had one person who like literally seems to have gone through and retweeted everything that account has done, and I'm like, okay, I'm removing you. I don't care
could just
enough
say,
about
like-
anything anything you have to say normally to put up with my feed being flooded with you retweeting that. I'm done. Thank you.
Yep. And it's all like the same joke. It's like, oh yeah, the Wookiee stole my my frickin' shampoo or whatever. Like, stop, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that's my mic. Sorry.
No worries.
Mike.
Rip Mike. Yeah, Star Wars, like, you can't really say anything without spoiling it. So the thing we can...
Well, we can say
Yes,
if
you
we
can.
liked it or
You
not.
can. I mean, it's made
I
600
liked it
million.
and hated it at the same time. I want to go see it a bajillion times, and I never want to see it again.
I mean, I
was
love it.
Very emotionally conflicted when I left the theater. I was not happy,
Yep.
but I was also really happy. It was weird. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
do.
talking about.
I do.
Yeah.
Like, my buddy,
I was not, because I was expecting it. I wasn't like, the moment, I was like, oh wow, they did it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I was like, it didn't really hit me super hard, but I was like, yeah, I can understand that. Definitely.
For that moment, it's one of those things. I knew something like that was going to have to happen.
especially
And
with
as they're setting it up,
guys.
what? It's fine.
We know things happen in a movie.
You've already named.
Oh my
You've already
God.
name dropped a couple times. Be careful.
We said Kylo Ren. That's it.
Yeah, it's the
That's all we
bad
name
guy's
dropped.
name. That's
yeah,
very...
but that's already said what the bad guy's name is.
Yeah, I'm being very careful. Yeah, no, when the thing happens,
Yeah,
when there's the thing and they're setting it up, and I'm like, I know it's coming.
Yeah, the
I know it's gonna
climax
happen,
is-
but I'm still looking. I'm leaning into Jeff, and I'm going, no, they're not gonna. No, they're absolutely not. And then it was like, oh, maybe the thing's not gonna happen. Well, that's kind of shitty. Like they kind of totally wussed
Now you
out. And
want
I was like,
it to happen.
oh, nope, never mind. Oh, and then like I was like, no, I was so upset. I was so mad. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it had to happen, but I was still emotionally distraught.
Yeah. There was like an
I mean,
audible gasp
listen,
in my theater.
If we really want to be true with ourselves, nobody's going to miss Jar Jar Binks. When
Yeah.
he got shot in the face,
When he got shot
I
in
mean,
the
it was
face
emotionally
repeatedly.
traumatizing. Listen,
that
Chaos, I know
stupid
you're a
Bill
fan
Duck
of Jar Jar,
thing went
but
first. I was like, yes.
I'm still impressed at the amount of innards that his tiny body holds.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of
People are
impressive.
dense, okay?
When they put his body in the middle of the Death Star, like in the main engine, Death Star 3, and it blew up, and the explosion that his body was like a bomb, and it exploded and it destroyed the Death Star.
Well, didn't you know he was a Sith Lord? He had like all the metachlorian energy of the prequels, and he exploded. So
Yeah.
all the mini chlorine.
That
lines.
Reddit theory about him actually being like a major Sith Lord was hilariously ridiculous.
Yeah, it was silly.
and it's like,
I
yeah,
can't believe I haven't
that's the
sat down
world
to read
Lucas
that
set
yet.
up where that almost makes sense. Nice job, George
Yep.
Lucas.
Way to go, buddy. I'm giving you a thumbs up. You can't see it, but it's there.
Why did he
said,
never not change his name to George Lucas Skywalker? Like, come on, dude, it's right there for the taking.
I actually read a really awesome article about how like if Disney made the prequels, like remade the prequels, they could be like really, really awesome because there's actually a lot of cool ideas in there. Oops, that's the wrong chat. That's the right chat.
What?
That's the link if you guys ever want to check it out.
with
Because I'm
podcast
in Star
we're
Wars, so I
talking
want to
now.
like always talk about Star Wars.
Yeah,
But-
definitely.
You know, a lot of like cool ideas about like how the Jedi saw things, and it was
It's
really
just
awesome.
so funny to be fully like just brought into Star Wars again. Like it's been nothing, like a thing of nothing for like 10 years.
Yep.
And just now like everything is Star Wars, and I love it. But it was just like, and I was gonna try to watch all of the other movies beforehand, but I just didn't.
We really should
And
get
it's not like
the
you need to.
despecialized editions and do the marathon. That'd be awesome.
Specialized.
Yeah, a fan, his username is Harmy. They've been recreating for about 6 years the original theatrical runs of the first three movies, taking like different bits and pieces from special effects releases and the Laserdisc transfers and the original VHS runs, and like kind of upscaling them to as I think they're currently just above 720p for like the true like
So
master of it.
You're looking for the original released
Yeah,
version
they're like and
at a
all
high
the,
resolution.
yeah, all the reviews I've seen of them, like a couple of them have like bigger YouTube reviewers, like Jeremy Johns, like yeah, this is how you want to watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing that you would watch on a VHS from 1990.
Only not
Like,
in
what's
three.
Does it have? Do they
No,
have
it-
the exact same reviews?
No, it keeps the
It's
effects of. I mean, plus those VHS from the '90s did have Greedo shoot first, actually, not Han, because that was like the first thing that changed. They
I have
actually
no
brought
question about
back.
that because
Like they went all the
when-
way to it was in theaters, and now it's playing on your Blu-ray disc.
When it comes to that, what's the point of someone being able to shoot over the other? I've never actually like.
Well,
looked
here's
into
the
that.
reason,
It
Chaos.
explains his character.
Yeah,
He's like,
Han-
we should
Well,
just
that and
shoot a
it's just
guy.
hey, this is what happened, and then we post revisioned it to hell. You know.
Yeah, Han is supposed to be like this, like rogue. He's supposed to be like this lawbreaker. You know, he's defined by that moment almost to some extent. It's like, look, this is who he
Without
is.
prompting, he shot the guy.
He shot the guy
It's
so
like,
that he could live.
It makes him look more of like a kind of a criminal and a badass. But then they flipped it to make it look like he's more heroic. You know, he retaliated instead of instigated. That's what it was. That's why.
Okay,
That's
now
a certain
that
je ne
makes
sais
sense.
quoi
It makes
to
his
character depth.
It makes his character growth better. Plus, and then in the end, he's all like, "Oh man, the Force, it's all real. It's all real. I have seen some shit."
Yeah. It's yeah.
But anyway,
it's a great movie.
Overall, I mean, I just saw it Monday. That's why I didn't come to your pre-podcast production thingy, because I'm like, I gotta go watch Star Wars. So
Solid excuse.
I agree, solid excuse.
But we went Monday because I couldn't see it all weekend because I was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, hanging out with some Amish people.
Even the Amish like Star Wars teaching. You should have taken them.
Yeah,
it was funny. My away message, I had to leave on Friday, so I had to send an away message for email for work. So I'm just like, all right, send an email to everybody. Just like, I'm out of office. I have to go see an Amish guy about a barn. Also visit Holly's family. So people got a chuckle out of that. I'm funny off the podcast too.
Really?
Sort of.
Dang it! I thought you saved it all for us, and here I am.
No.
What do you mean?
No.
Yeah, what do you mean two?
You mean never? Anyway, yeah, but 2 thumbs.
Yep.
If
I
had
think it's
more
my
thumbs.
second favorite Star Wars movie after Empire Strikes Back. Both of which were written by the same guy. So
I would go.
Really?
Yep,
Jedi
Lawrence
is still
Kasdan.
by far my favorite. Jedi, then Empire, then this one, then 4, then 2, then 3, then 1.
Yep, 1 is the worst. Let's agree on
One
that.
is the
One
yeah,
is-
one is
Somebody
the-
was trying to tell me 2 was the worst.
The word
And I'm like,
midichlorians
you're
is
insane.
only heard in episode 1, so fuck that
Yep.
movie.
Oh, come on.
No, seriously,
The
that
actual
movie,
essence
that
of the
word
movie,
ruins
though.
the entire thing that is the Force.
The entity of the movie, there was a lot more cringy and awkward moments that happened in 2 than it happened in 1.
Yeah, anything to do with the romance in any of the 3 movies was just terrible. If you
Yeah.
take that stuff out, maybe they're not that's terrible. In Jar Jar, you take him out, and
There's
the movies
Yeah, you
aren't
got to take out Jar
that
Jar.
awful.
But
Jar
2,
Jar
2 does have
completely-
Ewan McGregor, so that takes it up a notch because that guy's awesome. And
Yeah,
there's
all
strong rumors he's going to be back for episode 8 as like a Force ghost, and I want to see
that'd
that
be
shit.
so cool.
He better.
Yeah.
He,
Because
he
Ewan
was by
McGregor is
the
awesome.
best
He
part.
was in
of
this movie.
Empire.
He was doing
There
one
were
of
a lot of.
Yeah.
It was funny to see the list of like cameos of people that were in the movie after having seen it, like Daniel Craig being in it.
It's
That
like,
cracks
what?
me up to no end now.
He was the
Where?
stormtrooper that like got mind tricked.
Hey,
Things happen.
spoilers.
That's like the tiniest of spoilers.
All right, the spoiler is a stormtrooper gets shot. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look,
Right,
we
when you
can't
say
let open.
Daniel
If
Craig was
it's
at
a noteworthy moment, then of course it's going to be a spoiler.
Yeah, no, there was stuff we'll talk about later. Yeah, Daniel Craig was in it.
Simon
who the
Pegg?
hell else? Simon Pegg was in it.
What?
Um,
What? I didn't even.
I cracked
Like,
up because
They were masks roles.
I think Bill Hader
I-
helped make the voice for BB-8 too.
Bill Hader. Yeah, that I was like, really? Are you serious?
What the
What
fuck?
was Ewan McGregor?
He
Oh, yeah.
was
Yeah,
he
but
was at the there was a
yeah, that's
thing
the
that
thing.
happened.
No, please
Also-
go on. Lozelda.
also
Explain it without
Frank
spoiling
I'll
anything.
look it up.
made a
I'll look-
Frank Oz made a new recording as Yoda for the movie too.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Shit. Dude, that BB-8 was adorable.
I loved that. I watched the shit out of some Phineas and Ferb. I love Phineas and Ferb, and I saw the Star Wars special the other day, and I was cracking up because in Phineas and Ferb, the Star Wars special, Ferb ends up going to the dark side for a little bit, and so it cracked me up that Ferb's voice actor was also in the movie as like I don't know one of the bad guys, and I was like, hey, it's funny because it totally was like this thing that happened the other day when I watched it.
That's pretty cool, and also
I don't know.
oddly
I don't-
coincidental. Like that's
I
like
know, right?
the stars align.
It was great. Hey, joke.
Makes you
Well, I like that, Lucas.
what?
I like the
I like
part when the
it.
stormtrooper pulls out a wand and hits Phasma.
What? I think that's probably as far as we want to go into Star Wars when it comes
Yeah.
to like the actual plot.
Go see it soon, Chaos.
Please.
Or yes,
I
Like,
mean, listen,
I'm
we
going to
just
see it a
kick him
fourth
out of the
time on Saturday.
podcast. We can talk about all we want.
I mean, true. But then he probably won't edit it, so...
You can.
Hey, for Star Wars, I could do that.
I'd like to think by the time he edits it, he's seen it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
let's be
True.
Yeah, I'm taking my dad again on Saturday. Going to go for the
Dude,
fifth time.
How many... Fifth time?
Fourth.
Fifth time?
Contributing
And it's
to
free.
the massive amount of money. Oh, it's free? Why is it
Yeah,
free?
I have movie passes.
Oh, okay. Well, then by all means.
Plus, it's
Still, that's
my
a lot.
dad.
Like
It's
how long? How long
called
is this
me-
movie?
It's 2.5 hours. He called me the night of the first trailer and was like, "Yeah, so we're going twice, right?" And he never goes to movies. So, yeah, I'm gonna go take my dad to a movie.
Totally understandable. It's actually 2 hours and 16 minutes. But,
Thanks, Zach.
no worries.
Fact checking.
Fact checking.
This guy.
Ho. Yeah, dude. No, it's actually... The funny thing you
I should
mentioned
admit
it.
it.
I actually didn't Google that. I was watching the RT podcast. What podcast was that? I don't know. It was like 141 or something. I don't know. Something. No. What
It was
was
actually
it?
That's like a
143.
long-
It was 340 something. What was it? Anyway, they were watching it and they were talking about
Alright,
how
then.
Boba Fett was stupid, and I'm like, okay, ease up, guys. And then they went on to how the lightning cable for the Apple Watch is dumb, or just Apple lightning cables in general stupid. And then
Was
they
that
finally
the-
got into like,
Wait, wasn't that Mondays?
was that it was recent because I watched it on YouTube just like literally a few
I
hours
want to
ago.
know why Boba Fett is stupid, because I agree with him.
In the original movies, yeah. In the expanded universe, which doesn't exist anymore, he's fucking awesome.
Most overrated character in all of the Star Wars.
He says a few things and he dies immediately. Like, come on.
He has cool armor, and then they make it like seem like he's so like epic. Like
And
he honestly
then-
had his father had more epic moments within the movie itself.
Yeah, Django was way cooler.
I still don't get that whole bullshit that people were complaining about, like a black stormtrooper. They're just like, oh, it's like you can't be different races, and like it's very like white supremacist people like saying this. And I'm like, the original fucking they're cloned off Jango Fett, and like they're all Spanish dudes, I think. So it's like, what are you people even complaining?
Well, here's
about?
another thing is like the expanded universe really talked a lot about how the clones were kind of.
Of course,
in
they
a-
were going to recruit random people into the army. It's not like they
Yeah,
have
because the
unlimited
clones like
clones.
killed themselves after they got forced to kill the Jedi. So
Yeah, most of the clones killed themselves because
Of
they
course
were
they were just
forced
going to
to.
be random people.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. Like they indoctrinate or draft like children.
Yeah,
So it's not
that's-
like
it's a totally
Well, they're
feasible thing.
literally grown like in tanks, like you saw. Of course, it was in the second one, but still, you saw how they
Those were the clone
started
troopers.
off and then went for further up.
yeah, so those were most of the clone troopers, but that's why they're like just average, not so average, but just like random people throughout the galaxy or the Empire were drafted and like as little tiny children.
oh yeah, I mean
So
you
it's
have
like,
to have an
fuck off.
army that spans an entire galaxy. Clones are only going to get you so far.
Yeah, exactly. They helped. They definitely helped a long way. But I found the podcast. It was 3:55,
Which is Mondays.
which is Monday's podcast.
Good
I'm
job.
sorry. I don't watch things. I watch things like.
I don't
after a
watch
few
things
weeks.
except when I do.
Yeah, I watch things not during the time.
Zach,
they
I don't
release.
always
Zach
watch
is the poor
but
man's
when I
Dos
do-
Equis guy.
Okay, so what? This was released on the 23rd. Okay.
Today's the 23rd. Just so you know. Today is
Okay.
Festivus.
Okay. To be fair,
The Festivus
I
for the
don't
rest of us.
watch the
Got a lot of problems
podcast.
with you people.
Is that a?
I wish that was a real holiday.
Is that Futurama?
Well, all holidays are technically made up.
Yes.
So
Yeah, true.
at some point
Fair
they just become like taken up by the economy and become a thing.
Yeah, just get enough people buying stuff during that day, and then it'll become a holiday, Tejan.
Well, people just buy a bunch of like steel poles and decorate that.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And then you write out your grievances for people, so it's basically a holiday to yell at all the people that you know, and then you wrestle with your your
feats of
brothers and
strength.
sisters. Feats of strength.
Yep.
This is
That was a
Futurama
great
reference,
Futurama
right?
episode, guys.
Okay, good. I was making sure I'm playing along here. I'm like, Futurama with a question mark? Because it sort of sounded like your version of Farnsworth there for a second, so I'm like, it must be Futurama.
Yeah.
No, it's actually Seinfeld.
Oh, whatever. I give
You know,
up.
one of the greatest shows of all time.
Yeah, sure.
Just
I have a problem with Seinfeld.
I don't think it's the best, but
every
it
s-
has to be in the conversation just because of its sheer numbers and longevity.
Okay, here's a
Every
question.
single time I turn on Seinfeld, it's the exact same fucking like 3 episodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's because
it's
they all
every
yeah.
single time I watch. I'm like, I'm gonna watch Seinfeld. Oh wait, I've seen this episode 18 million times. It's the big salad episode or the I can't spare a square.
It's the double
episode.
dip.
It's or the "This Peach is subpar" episode. I see these episodes on TV all the goddamn time.
Is anyone else understanding what they're saying?
No,
Yeah,
we're not.
people who are cultured probably do.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. Just because I didn't watch something from when dinosaurs were still roaming the earth.
It went off the air in like
So
2001.
you were born when dinosaurs were still roaming.
I
the earth.
was, yeah, exactly.
I thought that was fusion.
Yes.
You
Well, he
know.
was before the dinosaurs. He was the the
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's a
Fusion is
question.
the remnant from before the Big Bang.
Exactly.
he's
like
the scribe. He brings forward
He's the
knowledge from
concentrated
before.
ingots that were brought down into stones, like from, Marvel stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a
God,
question.
where's the link to?
And ask your question.
Do you guys feel like Die Hard is a quintessential action movie that you should see?
Yes, easily. And to that end, there's a
Okay.
knock. There's a
Listen,
knock.
we all agree
Homie
it's an
thing that
action
just
movie
came
that's
out.
pretty cool. It's just not a Christmas movie.
No,
Done.
I disagree
I say
with
it's
you.
a Christmas tradition for me to watch it. I'm not saying it's a Christmas movie.
That's acceptable.
But every
answer.
Christmas I
I'll
do
take it.
watch it because it is a Christmas tradition.
Yes,
Not that it is
I'll
in
accept that
essence a
answer.
Christmas movie. The best Christmas movie I think for me is Jingle All the Way. Put
Jingle all
the
the way.
cookie fucking
Exactly.
down.
Correct. We should be best friends because we agree on everything.
Pretty much.
Sure.
We got the names. We
You
got the
should,
beards.
you should totally create this channel that's just called Two Best Friends, and you should play some games together, shouting your opinions on top of the video.
So
Yeah.
you want us to quit TFT and Farm Nerds and just do another splinter group to compete with you guys? Because it's
No,
on.
to compete with the group that I
on.
was talking about.
Yeah, there's already a channel with two best friends on it, so
Okay.
kind of late to the
We're
party.
two bester friends.
They're
We're two
Okay.
bearded
Yeah,
friends.
the best of
Bearded
friends.
friends.
Look,
Yep.
man, I don't care if you disagree or agree with the whole like Die Hard is a
Then
Christmas
why
movie
pose
or
the
not.
question?
No, I don't care about the
No,
Christmas
he
movie
wasn't. He
thing.
didn't like
I
Dark.
care-
Last night was to clear things up a little bit. Last night when we watched the movie together during our movie night, Dark commented that he didn't like the movie as much. He didn't say it was a bad movie, but like the main character was very hard to get attached to. Like it wasn't pulling in. It was just it wasn't even good for an
He
action.
starts
movie.
rooting
It
for
was-
Hans Gruber in the end,
Yeah, sure.
'Cause he-
Like
he
he
wants
was
to
just
see
very
the
anti.
German to win.
He was just very anti Die Hard, and it was just like it's an action movie. Just
Who's
shut
anti
up.
Die Hard?
Dark.
But he just sent like a message. We should talk about the second best Christmas movie ever, Die Hard. Like, so he's praising it.
Well, look,
He's got his facts strong about Christmas movie, but still, he's good.
whatever.
The second best is probably, I don't know, if I had to pick a second
The
best.
Grinch,
I love
That's
the Grinch.
which version?
I like the cartoon
one.
one.
the new one by far.
Okay,
Honestly,
well,
I was going to go with, well, again, just because for when I was a kid is what came out, the Santa Claus. The first
Yes,
one.
that one was great too.
Yep, that was that's a classic.
The second
Probably
one
Tim
doesn't
Allen's
suck
like
bad.
second or third best movie.
Also,
Toy Story.
do you
But
guys
seriously
feel
though,
that
look at that link I put in the chat.
Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas
both.
movie?
It's a
Yeah,
Nightmare
that's what I was.
Hour.
wait,
Die-
is it not? Why would it not be a Christmas movie?
No,
Right.
he's saying it's
God,
both.
that's hilarious.
Man, that's not a Christmas movie. What is the shenanigans?
That's amazing. It's a Nakomi Plaza Die Hard.
Yeah, the
collection.
Nakatomi Tower.
I have
That
to
is the
send
Die
this
Hard
to my
collection.
friend.
It came out in October, and I want it so bad.
Well, when TJ says it's both,
that's
it means
completely unnecessary, but it's still awesome.
Yeah, it is $65. That's like really cheap for
Yeah, it's
6
like a
Blu-ray
video
discs
game.
and the
Yeah.
tower. It's like, oh
Agreed.
god, I need this.
Does it play the movies?
No,
Could you
imagine if it had a mini projector in it.
Oh,
But it
could
costs
you-
like $700. But
but
be awesome.
still totally worth it. No, but people can constantly talk about like how or debate about how The Nightmare Before Christmas is either a Halloween or Christmas movie, and I said it's both. Like I watch it twice
it's
a year.
literally both. That's the kind of the
Someone
whole
else just had
point
this
of the
argument
movie
and it-
itself.
it's more like a Thanksgiving thing. It's like
There we go.
watch it
I
right
agree.
before Thanksgiving. You're like that's like the perfect time frame because you're a month away from both holidays.
I
You're
watched-
still finishing your candy from Halloween, but Christmas isn't here to annoy you yet. So you're kind of in that happy, and you really want to get distracted from like your weird uncle who talks about like weird things, and you're just like, I got to go watch a movie. So you watch Nightmare Before Christmas, and that's what you do.
Tejan, are you that weird uncle?
Just me.
Yeah.
No, I'm the guy who gets annoyed by the weird uncle.
Oh, okay.
It tells him to shut the fuck up.
Little Zelda, do you have any favorite Christmas movies?
My sole Christmas tradition is watching the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's what I do.
That's the
Every
superior
year.
version.
Gotta watch that. Yeah, that whole Jim Carrey bullshit.
That
Forget
movie's
that.
fine. The movie's fine, but is it quotable like the new one?
It doesn't need to be quotable
It's
to be
Christmas.
fucking.
There's only one
No.
movie for
I
Christmas.
need
you
to
must
quote it
and it's
when I'm
Jingle
really
All the Way.
drunk on Christmas.
No, Keegan, you suck.
Jingle
No, I sit
All-
there. I even have a new part of the tradition now. Is Build-A-Bear Workshop totally has Max the dog from. They have
Does it really?
Maxes now with the antler tied to his head with ribbon.
Mhm.
It's like all complete. It's like that, and so I totally fucking made one.
That
And
is
now,
legit.
and so earlier tonight, because it was on tonight, I sat down and I watched How the Grinch Stole Christmas with my Max, and then my 2 actual dogs in my lap, and it was
Did
perfect.
you put antlers on their heads?
I did not, because I don't have any, and they would probably just chew them.
Fair enough.
Do you
Yeah.
buy clothing for your animals?
I do not. They
Oh,
each
thank
have
you.
one. They each have a shirt, and it was because they were given to us.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay because one's Batman and the other one's Wolverine. So
Okay.
I let it slide.
Yeah.
I have a confession.
If
I
you-
bought my dog a sweater today.
You
Oh.
are the worst type of person.
You've
looked-
gone to
hey,
the dark
listen,
side.
Listen, he gets cold. He's a little dog.
I was see. So what kind of dog do you have?
He's a Chihuahua Dachshund.
Okay, see
Like
that
Chewy.
I
So
will that I will
cute.
let slide because Chihuahuas they get
Shiver
very cold very
constantly,
easily, and so
yeah.
you bought it not because it's cute, but because he actually needs a sweater, and that I
mean,
can
listen,
allow.
He looks adorable. I'm not gonna
Okay,
lie.
you're
It's
starting
this
to lose
brown
some of your
little
credibility.
sweater. It has a little
Flirt-
bone on
you're
the
flirting
back.
with
I'll
that
take a
side.
picture. I'll send you the picture, and everybody's gonna go.
Okay, now you're really flirting on the dark side, sending pictures of your pets in clothes.
No, look, he's on.
That's
There's
what
no
Instagram's
flirting.
for.
He is on the dark side at this point, Mr.
But
Walker.
anyway,
You can't go back.
but he's warm now. He's comfortable. He actually likes the thing. So
Well, that's good.
It's good.
Nothing is worse than watching a dog try to get off a piece of clothing that they don't want to be wearing because it's simultaneously you get mad because you're like, I did this for you, but it's also like funny and sad at the same time, and it's
I like
One
the
of my
moment where
cats
you
had
put
a
it
heart
on them
attack because
and
of
they
the
just-
collar we put on it.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not good.
That cat might
That
have more
entire
problems.
litter got fucking died in so bad ways. 3 of them got
my
cut in car doors. Like,
Oh
what?
no.
Why would you share this information with us?
It's just funny. It was my sister 3 times in a row.
You decided this is not funny.
Traumatized.
And she's sitting in the next room. I know she probably just heard me, and she's just shaking her head because she still sometimes will cry about it.
Oh man.
Good
What?
times.
Not best friends anymore.
No, her
fact,
reaction to it, not the
Our
actual
podcast channel's over.
little known fact: Mr. Wartburg is a psychopath. So there you go.
You didn't know that? You were there when I made a live
You
podcast.
learn on this podcast.
Fair enough.
Sorry, it's just more about my sister's reaction to the whole thing than the actual animals dying.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go.
It was like
to-
15 years ago.
Fair enough. I'm gonna segue into like food because
Segway.
food's nice. It's animals dying, but it's not.
Talking
you
of
know?
cats, right into food.
Delicious. Yeah, right into feud.
So
The
Zach is
feud
Chinese.
of the family.
And we're playing the feud.
Yeah, exactly. No,
And the feud.
food
Let's
during-
let's announce the wrong Miss Universe winner. Thanks.
Oh my
Steve.
god.
Yeah, that
What
was a
happened there?
thing.
I
can't
saw
believe that.
I saw that comment like on Yahoo that just like the picture
Survey
of him.
says Miss Columbia.
Nope.
So what happened there? Explain it to me.
He just legit.
I
He was supposed to say they say things in a weird order. There, he was supposed to say who the first runner-up was, and he just read it wrong supposedly, and read the first runner-up name as the winner.
Uh-huh.
And so she got crowned, she got her flowers and the sash, and they like did all the music, and she went to the front of the stage, and everything's great. And as the applause dies down, Steve Harvey comes back into frame. He goes, "I'm sorry, there's been a mistake.
Oh.
He's like the winner is actually." He goes, "The winner is actually Miss whoever it was, Philippines." He's like, and he's showing the card. He's like, "I made a mistake. I take responsibility." So Columbia's just like she's trying to smile, but you can tell she's like, "What?"
We're upset.
Like,
Broken inside.
yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. And so Philippines eventually comes up and she's standing there too, and so now everybody's starting to cheer again. And someone else awkwardly comes up to Miss Columbia and is trying to be like, "I'm sorry," like takes the flowers from her and gives her to Miss Philippines and is like, I need you to bend down so I can take the crown off you. It was so awkward. So
That's
awkward.
So sad. They should have just went with it. They should have just went with
Really,
it.
no one would have known. They should have just been like, you know what? Yes, that's it. You go.
Yep. Like, this isn't rigged. This is just nobody has to know about this.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have to think that probably has happened at some point during a an award show. Somebody said the wrong thing,
Probably
and nobody
not.
said anything about it. And then, like maybe Leonardo DiCaprio didn't win his Oscar, and somebody fucked up in the end. And he's
No,
just like,
it's like the people
Maybe
that
he wins it every
organize it actually have a specific grudge against him, so they always like write a different name in his place.
Yeah. I feel like it couldn't have really happened in much of anything before, because I mean, especially for those award shows, you never announce who the runner-up is. You only have the one name because it's like, this is who the winner is. It's only in things where you've got like a pageant where they're like, oh, this is who the runner-up is and this is who the winner is, that I think that's a real danger. So I don't think poor Leo has actually accidentally won one and we just don't know about it.
I thought
But-
I liked Steve Harvey or whatever the fuck his name is, and then
Well,
he's
here's
a
the
great
funny thing.
host, but I don't know his fucking.
He has already been invited back to do the show again next year. And somebody else brought this up, and I think the fact that he's already been invited back kind of supports this. No one was talking about Miss Universe or whatever the fuck it was, Miss World, whatever the one it was that they were doing right now. Nobody was talking about it. And I think it's because everyone was like, they tried to there's all the stuff with Trump and that show being owned by him, but now they're like, we don't want your involvement and all, and like all of that bullshit it totally dropped off the face of the earth and no one knew it was happening. And so I think they needed some good old controversy to remind people this is a thing that happens.
Yeah, well,
I'm kind of thinking that maybe this wasn't as accidental as it was played off.
Maybe it's not the fact that I thought, because I thought I kind of liked Steve Harvey because of the Family Feud and stuff like here and there. It's like, oh, he's kind of smirky and he seems like a pretty good host. And then I watched like an interview of him talking about how people are immoral if they don't believe in God because they have no Christian values to base their ethics on. So it's like, oh,
He could be a big cuckoo
yeah,
pants.
maybe not liking him anymore because he's an idiot. Yeah, okay.
Well, that's also one part of a person's life.
Sure. I mean, it's not like he said it multiple times, different places. It just more and more character flaws stacked.
I'm gonna have
on
to cancel
top of him.
Steve Harvey coming on the podcast next week.
Him saying it that doesn't multiply the problem just because he says it in multiple places because it's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's not the same argument.
I'm not saying that is he has multiple character flaws.
Oh yeah, he's a kind of a dick to people. Like in other places, like on his own show when he had the Steve Harvey show, sometimes he's just straight up asshole.
Yeah, it just slowly but surely after the sheen or mask of or the veneer of him being kind of cool.
I had
awesome on Family Feud. Awesome on Family Feud.
I had somebody ruin Alex Trebek for me.
Oh really?
I like Jeopardy, and apparently he's a huge dick in real life. So
yeah,
really,
he's a huge like prima donna on set and stuff like that. So
my gosh.
Yeah, especially during the early days. Just read some stuff from the early days of Jeopardy. It's pretty crazy.
Now that I know that, and I watch Alex Trebek and the way he talks to the contestants sometimes, I'm like, oh yeah, he's totally an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
That totally makes sense. He's kind of a dick, especially when they're not doing well. He's just like, come on, people. Like, what are you doing? Like, I know the answer to these. Like, why don't you people know that? Like, what are you? What's with the scores?
Oh, it's not like he has a card that tells him the fucking answers or anything. No.
But I still like Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the show, certainly. And obviously the actual soundtrack became iconic for a reason.
Yeah, you know a show that I really got into? Chopped.
That's a good show. Chopped.
It's a really good show, and I like Chopped Junior pretty well too. Like me and my grandma, I was spending a few days at her house just to sort of decompress and stay away from the internet so I could write. And we would watch every 5 o'clock or whatever. She's like,
so
"Oh, time for
Chop," and just watch.
I love it when
he
yells at the children.
What? I'm sorry.
I love it when he yells at the kids. It's hilarious.
They don't. I don't think.
I've never actually seen.
I think you're
confused. They don't yell.
Is he
at
super sweet with the kids and stuff?
Yeah. The judges are.
I think you're confusing Hell's Kitchen and Chopped.
Yeah, there's 3 judges on Chopped, and they're some of them can be celebrities, some of them just could be professional judges. A lot of time they're both.
Gordon Ramsay, what are the judges?
No, Gordon Ramsay is like Master Chef and Hell's Kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah,
which is awesome on Master Chef.
And there is a kids Master Chef, and there is a Master Chef Kids, and he's really nice to the kids. It's actually really cool to watch because he'll help them was really genuinely interested in helping them learn how to do things. So I saw a really cute clip the other day that they were doing one where they were supposed to make souffles, and there's this girl who's just sitting on the floor just staring at her souffle through the oven window, waiting, hoping that it rises and waiting for it. And he comes over and finds her and he's like, do you think it'll work? And she's like, I don't know, I think so. And he's like, every time I put in a souffle, he's like, I actually pray to the souffle gods. And he's like, here, do it with me. And he like holds her hands and is like, he's like, please souffle, really, and he's like, it's just this really nice moment. And it's funny to see that and then see how he talks to adults.
Like,
I mean, this is the same person.
It's the same thing on Kitchen Nightmares. Like, he's like super mean to them, but when they listen to him, when they succeed, he's like, everything's great. I love everyone here. Let's check in on you later. And then when he comes back and they fail again and he screams at him again, it's really funny.
That's the one where he's like the random like things where like they just can't use their pans and stuff like that.
Yeah, like when he comes to the actual like restaurant and fixes it.
Oh no,
like
I'm thinking it's something that's also on the channel that is Chopped. And
you're thinking of
what is that?
Cutthroat Kitchen.
Cutthroat Kitchen, that's what it is. I got so into that when I was in the hospital. Oh God, I love that show.
Yeah. That one's funny. I watched that one for the first time the other day because I'd never really seen it, and I was just channel surfing and nothing else was on. And they're like, "All right, who wants to make somebody cook in an elbow pipe?" And it was literally just like the elbow joint of like a giant metal pipe. And they're like, "You have to do all your cooking in this." And I'm like, who the shit comes up with? Is that even food safe? I don't think they make food grade like cooking pipes. What is this?
Maybe it's really clean.
Yeah. Somebody else had to like do all their cooking like on the hot plate of a coffee maker.
Oh,
and I was like, what the shit?
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's and you can like bid on like the who gets what and gets to like decide who gets what like punishment and all that kind of stuff.
So that's crazy. Yeah, he'll come out and say like, okay, well this is the hindrance that's up for grabs, and everyone has like, I think it's like you start with $20,000 or $25,000 or something, and you can use any amount of your money that you have to like, they'll do an auction and say who wants to buy this hindrance, and then if you win it, you get to like say who you want to have to deal with it.
Oh, that's cool. That's sort of like a Survivor element.
Yeah, and then when you get to the end, if you're the winner, you win whatever money you have left. So I mean, if you use all your $25,000 to screw over everybody else, like congratulations, you win, but you don't actually get anything.
Cool. That's really cool. Yeah, but like Chopped, like when they open up the basket, I'm like, what the fuck are they gonna do with this gingerbread house? Like, come on.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Is this where they get like the random ingredients and they have to work with it?
They open up a basket and it's like, oh, here's cereal, a bowl of cereal, and a gingerbread house. It's like, what the fuck?
Also a pickle, and you have to use all of these in your dessert, and you're like, what?
How? Yeah, it's really cool.
A real cook wouldn't say how. They would just say they would do.
I know I'm not a real cook. That's why I can question that.
Exactly. I'm like,
like they'll look at it and be like, oh yeah, sure, I can make this, and I'll totally like, I'll cook down the pickles so that way like the sugars come out, and I'll use like the sugars from that to sweeten this ice cream. And I'm like, what the shit did you? How did your brain just work?
They had a similar challenge. I don't like. That's why I liked watching the MasterChef seasons because of all the like. Yeah, they have the competitions, and then they also have like this is random challenge that you now have to do. It's like so many different types. You just have this basket of foods. Do something.
I would love it if we were able to film us doing like a Chopped but drunk. So it's like we get a basket or whatever, and we fill it with like what Chopped.
Somebody would lose a hand.
Some random. Nah, it'd be fine. Just some random basket full of the ingredients from a Chopped episode, and then we try to do it while drunk or buzzed or something. I think that'd be fun. I like cooking, but goddamn, I feel like the Chopped Junior episodes, like the kids were way more professional and not as sassy. You know, is that just me?
They're not as bitter as hardened by life.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. Well, does anybody else have anything you want to touch base on?
Go watch Star Wars.
Any amusing anecdotes?
Go watch.
Here's one for you. If you put candy in a Christmas present, your dog will eat it.
Yep.
Oh, yep. I was just gonna quote Weird Al. That works better.
I'm gonna leave that one there for you. It
what
might
did they
be.
Eat?
So I don't know exactly what happened, but my wonderful husband wrapped up apparently it's really awesome Christmas gift of a bunch of different pieces, and one of those pieces happened to be some Nerds rope, and he thought for sure between the layer of foil and the wrapping paper in the box and the other layer of wrapping paper the dogs wouldn't know it was there. And we went to Star Wars, and he was proven wrong, and apparently there was just shreds of things everywhere, so I had to leave the room because I couldn't see what was left in the box.
Okay.
But like there was just paper and just everything. everything was just ripped apart and everywhere. So hopefully he thinks that maybe the rest of the present might be fine, but we'll find out. We'll find out in 2 days, I guess.
You probably need to open it and then.
Yeah,
and
so
you gotta
whatever
inspect
was like
the package.
he inspected everything as much as he could. It was like because of like how everything was set up, he could see most of it. He's like, I think it's okay. He's like, there's one thing I'm concerned about, but we'll see when you actually get to it. So I don't know what it is. I don't think it makes any sense, but whatever. But yeah, helpful hint to everyone: if you have dogs, for the love of God, they will smell food no matter how well sealed you think it is. Don't put it under your goddamn tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
Oh shit, he's down here and he heard me. Hi, honey. La, la, la. All right, well, that's gonna go be a conversation later. I love you.
You talk about me on the podcast.
Oh boy.
It helps. I talk about Holly all the time on the podcast.
Bodies. Dogs can smell bodies and cancer, so there's no
What?
way
That's
you can
just
hide food
really
from
random.
them.
I'm gonna use that line as my argument when this inevitably comes up in 5 minutes. So
Definitely, please do. Tegan,
What?
I believe it's at the hour mark. Would you
Yes,
Teach-
it is.
do your thing.
do your
the
thing?
Do the thing.
it.
Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight in the Twitch chat, and people who listen to this later. We love you. Don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes. You can follow us on Twitter at the forum thread. You can also follow our gaming Twitter at TFT Plays. We have a TFT Productions YouTube channel. That's our podcast and TFT Talks and other shenanigans. We also have TFT Plays YouTube channel with all their gaming stuff. Yes, we have a lot of shit. You can go to www.theforumthread.com and join our forums. You can like us on Facebook. Nothing else is important after that. So,
Don't forget iTunes.
I was gonna hope you worked in the.
that's the first thing I said, son.
It's-
Pay attention.
Join
It's
your
so
threads
important.
to the tapestry on the forumthread.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sign up for the tapestry.
Yep.
Yeah.
And look forward to new TFT Smash coming out soon. Some more TFT talks and making the rounds. Definitely go check out everybody's personal Twitch channels.
Yeah.
Those
hell
are
yeah,
awesome.
Twitch.
Low Zelda. I was watching Low Zelda play Wind Waker today, so that was fun.
Man, you mean
You're really good at that game.
You mean Zelda Boat Simulator?
It's dude. How do you like the art now? Now that you're playing it, has it warmed up on you?
No, it hasn't.
I remember you had a thing against it.
Yes, I do. I still have a thing against it. I didn't like it when it first came out. I don't like it now. I didn't like it in Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks. I don't like it in this Triforce Heroes or whatever the fuck it's called.
Suddenly makes sense.
To be
This was
fair-
a drinking
To be
stream.
fair, none of those games do anything close to what Wind Waker looks like.
Also
Wind Waker
true, but it's like
doesn't-
it's still so like Wind Waker was the beginning of that downfall. I could go on forever for this, but I don't like that art style. I think it's overly cartoony, and I think the problem is they started to fit the characters to that art style, and because it was cartoony, they started making the characters act cartoony. So going forward in that art style, Zelda's just really whiny, and like she's always the damsel in distress. Like that's just what her thing is. She gets captured, shit goes down. But it's like now she's like whiny and like completely helpless and like, oh my god, I have this problem and I can't do anything about it, and somebody should help me, and this is terrible. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. This is not okay. I'm like, this is not what Zelda is supposed to be. Get your head out of your ass. And it's like, that's my problem with the art style, is that it could have been pretty.
I would never blame that direction of where Zelda took on the art style.
But I would though, because
I
it's
see
like
your point.
because I mean, when Twilight Princess came
I
after
don't.
Wind Waker, and she was fine in that, and even Skyward Sword, she's like, that's kind of like halfway.
So how
between.
can you
It's like,
blame
it's still,
Wind Waker on?
It's still kind of the art style, but it's like they kind of started bringing it back a little bit, and she's better in that one. It's Wind Waker was the beginning of the downfall. The art style made it too cartoony, and so they started making the characters cartoony to fit that.
Alrighty, so
think
goodbye,
you're silly.
everybody.
I
Look,
think you're silly. I think you're in denial, and
Art
the
style
reason you took so
is
long to respond is because you know I'm
absolute-
right, and you don't know what to do about it.
No, I'm like, can't really work with that. Just she has her opinion, and I think she's being silly.
Yep. Oh,
Silly.
you're being silly.
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 Anyway,
Seriously, Zelda Boat Simulator. What the fuck? All right.
right. I love, dude. I could cruise for hours because I love the music so much. I could just cruise for hours on that thing. But
If I could cruise,
the Wind
with the
Waker
dragon,
version
with
actually
the Dragon Roost music,
cuts
I would
down.
totally.
The Wind Waker version actually retroactively cut down on all that travel time, so it's like literally half in the Wind Waker version, so you don't travel as much.
But that doesn't really help me right now.
I know, but I'm just.
It doesn't. It's like all the things you're like all the things that sucked about it on the GameCube are fixed in the Wii U. It's like doesn't help me. Fuck off. Okay, so Tejan.
Thank you everybody for watching tonight. We love you. Happy holidays if that's your thing. Festivus, we know that's some of your things.
Air your grievances in the YouTube comments.
Air your grievances in the YouTube comments. Let us know how you feel.
The rightful place for Festivus, the YouTube comments.
Good night.
Also, make sure you tell Tejan how terrible Wind Waker is. All right, bye.
Tell me how much.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.